Hello, good morning everyone, Andy.
Good morning, Banu garu. Yeah, hi all. Welcome Atmiya to the Selenium test automation workshop. Uh, our trainer Ajay Garu is from Career IT Technologies in India, and he'll be giving the workshop sessions for the coming 2 to 3 weeks. Uh, and Ajay Garu is from our community, and he has about 15 years to 20 years of experience in automation. And with this said, I'll hand it over to Ajay Garu. Ajay Garu, you can start, Andy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for intro. Yeah, I hope everyone is there. Just a moment. Yeah, and I hope all are able to see my screen. Right? If someone can confirm.
Yes, Ajay Garu, we are able to see your screen, Andy.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So, hi all. Good morning. Very good morning. Yeah. Before just starting the actual session or the workshop, whatever we call it. So let me just brief about some details about these sessions, like not brief about me, like what are we going to learn here for this 2 to 3 sessions, which we are going to have it as part of this Selenium workshop. Okay, just a moment. Yeah. So I just listed out some of the topics which require from basic level Selenium test automation to even expert level Selenium test automation, because I exactly don't know the audience here and their skill sets and even their level of automation knowledge or something. That's where I planned something like so from basic level, or I mean scratch level, to the from there to mid level to, and then to even expert, like creating automation frameworks and okay. So that's what I wanted to share my knowledge there. So that it's not kind of a training or it's not kind of workshop also. I'm just sharing my knowledge to our all friends or our community guys, like it's a kind of an initiative, so that everyone will get benefited or will have a good knowledge. I mean, they can start their automation journey or something. If someone is very new to the automation, or even someone is very new to the IT, or even from software background, right? They can also easily understand. That's where I prepared, or I lined up the sessions so that anyone can easily understand. It's not about the technical guys, or it's not about who knows software testing or even manual testing. It's all together who is coming to the IT industry new. They can also easily understand, and they can get started with their software IT or IT knowledge or something like that. Okay, so these are the topics I just listed out. Anyway, we'll go through one by one. And one more kind request from my side is like, so I think generally while discussing, I mean, everyone will have some doubts on topics or the topic which I am discussing. So please put your questions on chat window. So I will take them at the end. And also at the end also, I mean, at the end of every session, we'll leave for Q&A session, Q&A time, something like some 5 to 10 minutes. We can discuss all your questions or concerns or doubts, whatever. Okay, so let's get started. It's not like so, because it's not disturbing others also, so that if you have any questions, please write down in the chat box. So we'll take it up. and even at the end of the session also we can discuss those things. Okay. Yep. Yep. Thank you. Let's get started. So I'm directly starting from very basic or very scratch, guys. Like, let's try to understand what is automation first, and then uh, we'll jump onto test automation when it comes to software testing. Then we'll go to the our tool like Selenium or Selenium WebDriver, whatever. Okay. So I know there are people or there are audience, some of them already from the Selenium expert level or even a mid knowledge level. So for them it will be like very basic, but please bear with me that. And then anyway we will have advanced sessions also. That time you will understand more things. Okay. So I just put down a simple definition for automation. It's a very simple layman definition. It's nothing but, so the automation is nothing but a technique. Okay, technique or the generally we also call it as technically like a script or something which we are going to build. Okay, so that technique, what it will do, it will make a mission or a process or a simple functionality of an application to work on its own. Okay, to work automatically with a little manual intervention. I just mentioned little manual intervention because here where we are going to build some automation scripts, or we are going to start running the automation builds like that. So there will be some little manual intervention will be there. Once we start running or once we start executing it, whatever we automated, right? So those will, whatever instructions actually we have given, those will be executed on its own, on its automatically, like basically. So that's what. So basically on whole, the technique or some kind of a script which we are going to develop, okay, as part of automation, which will take care of running something or running some mission or running some process or checking or validating some functionality. Suppose I have a one application where I need to validate the functionality of the application, like simple e-commerce website. Let's take Amazon or any eBay online shopping website. So I want to check something like some placing an order functionality. Then I have already built one script. I automated that. So when I run that, right, what will happen actually, how the real user, how the manual user will perform the actions while placing an order. The same steps we, such that particular tool, whatever tool I have used to automate it, that tool also will perform the same kind of actions, like first searching for some item, adding to the cart, uh, giving some address details, payment details, and then placing it, right? Same way, the script will take care of running those steps, and also in between it will validate some validation checks also. Okay, so that is all about automation, guys. So when this automation is not limited, or it's not just for kind of only for software testing. So automation can be implemented anywhere in the entire software life cycle. It's not limited to only software testing, because automation can be implemented in kind of development phase, or even in maintenance phase, or anyone can uh, adopt the automation and then they can implement as part of their regular work. Okay, generally if they wanted to automate something which they are repeatedly doing that action daily, then they can go for and automate it. Okay, it's not just related to testing or software testing. Yes, automation will be there anywhere. Okay, it's not just one sector, like it will be there in development phase or any phase. Even in not only IT industry, automation will be there in normal other industries also, like some factories or some warehouses or something. There also some automation will be there, right? So that's where generally automation, I mean, people will think like who is coming from testing background, they think like automation will only will be there in only software testing or something, but it's not just limited to only software testing. It's spreaded across anywhere. If at all you want to automate something some repeated actions, you can go for automation and then do it. Okay. Now I'm going to discuss about a test automation. So now from automation, I'm coming to the our main area, that software testing or software validation or something, where let's see what is a test automation. Just a moment. This is yeah, it's not. Just about, I'm sharing back. Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to software testing, right? So where the automation is mainly uh, derived for validating something, basically. Okay. So here, what we do under test automation in software testing, right? We are going to use any particular tool available in the market, and we are going to develop some script, and we are going using that script, we are going to compare the results actually. So generally how the manual user or manual testing or functional testing will do, right? What we do, we will compare the results actually. When I open, launch my application and then perform something, whether expected results are coming fine or not. So what we do, we compare expected results against actual results. The same way in test automation also, the same thing which we are going to perform using a particular automation tool. That is nothing but test automation, guys. So whatever we do under functional testing, the same thing which we are going to do it by using some particular automation tool. Okay, so that automation tool we use, and then we'll write some scripts or automation scripts, will execute it. So finally, those scripts also will do the comparison or will do the validations. Okay, that's what I mentioned right here. Test automation is nothing but using an automation tool to automate some test cases or manual test cases which are already there, and then execute them. Finally, we are going to validate something, comparing some results which are actual results which we see against the expected results which we already set. Okay, so and there will be a common question, right? Generally, functional testing or manual testing is already there in place, and team is there. They are performing different kind of functional testing. Still, why we need automation testing, right? So there are a lot of reasons which made automation testing more popular or more trend in the current industry. Because of these reasons, I just listed out some of them. You see, automation testing will save a lot of time and cost as well. Time in the sense, suppose you have a lot of test cases, manual test cases, and whenever you want to perform a regression testing, so as part of regression testing, we have a lot of test cases. Suppose if there is no automation there, you have some 500 regression test cases, and you have some 4 resources in the sense the team of 4 members are there. They are going to start testing those test cases, 500 test cases. It is going to take almost 2 to 3 days to complete executing all those 500 test cases, right? So if you have automation in place, like you already automated those 500 test cases, then whenever you execute those 500 test cases, right? As in automation, we have something called, we can run your test cases in parallel. Okay, it's not like one after other. So that's where you can execute in very less time. Suppose let's take to execute all 500 test cases, we are going to take, it is going to take almost 8 hours or like beyond that, I mean, or less than 8 hours. But if you see, compare with the manual or functional testing, where you are going to have 4 resources for QA engineers plus of 2 or 3 days of time. But the same task you are going to perform by using automation within just 8 hours or below that, right? I just gave an example, uh, uh, but ideally automation testing will save a lot of time and cost here in the sense. So there you are using 4 resources, QA engineers, right? Once you build the automation and it is ready, then only one person is enough to just run the test case and validating the failures or something. Okay, but while building the automation, you might require 2 to 3 resources to build that entire regression suite. Okay, that is where this it saves a lot of time and cost, and it is obviously 70 to 75% faster than the manual testing, because manual testing they sit in front of the mission and then they start validating one by one, right? But here in case of automation, you can run the test cases in remote missions also, at different virtual missions, where it will take care of running in a different browsers as well. Okay, wider test coverage or applications of feature. If you have automation, you can cover all the features of your application, so that you can increase the your test coverage basically, right? And reliable in results, because when you are run automation testing, right? So we have some features in automation testing, something like you can take a screenshot. Okay, while running your automation test cases, whenever any test case fails or some error or exception happens, then you can take a screenshot. That's where the results also will be very reliable. You can even do a failure analysis with proper screenshots and human intervention is not at all required during the automation execution, guys. Okay, while automation test cases are executing, you don't need to sit in front of the machine and then check. So it will take care of running them, and at the end of the execution is done, it will send us some results, and then you can just validate your automation results. During the automation execution, you don't need to sit in front of the machine. You can take care of other work or something. Okay, and increases the efficiency. You can perform your automation very efficiently. I mean, all the different validations you can incorporate. And reusable scripts is very important feature of test automation. So you don't need to suppose you have built one automation scripts for login of your application. Okay, so all your 500 test cases, you have same first step would be like log into your application. Okay, so once you build a script for logging into application, same script can be reused across all your 500 test cases or any, right? That's where reusability will play very good role, because you don't need to write again and again. You can write once and then use it multiple times. That is possible using test automation. And test frequency thoroughly, because you can run more number of cycles. Like suppose in a day you want to perform a regression test 2 to 3 times, then if you have automation in place, you can simply trigger it and then run it and then wait for the result. That's it, right? At the same time, if you have a manual testing, if you want to do the regression testing, again the resources has to be perform all the testing. I mean, all the test cases to be executed on that. But here that is not like that. In a day, how many times you want to run, you can run it. More number of cycles can be performed. Okay, and other final and important thing is like, if you have automation in place in your product or project, so your product can be released to the market early, right? Because of, I mean, in the current trend like agile methodologies and even DevOps methodologies, so all stakeholders or the business holders, what they think, right? They want to release their products or projects to the market as early as possible, right? So that's where they are going to more focus on the automation, which will make the testing faster and also the entire software life cycle faster, so that they can release their products to the market easily early. Okay, so because of all these reasons, nowadays what happened, this test automation or the automation has become one of the most powerful aspect in our entire software life cycle actually, right? So moving to the next things, so I'm just coming to the our main core thing, like the tool or the main skill which we wanted to learn, right? That's Selenium. So that's where I just started from very basics, like what is automation, test automation, and let's understand what is the tool which we are going to learn. Okay, so we are going to learn a tool called Selenium. Okay, Selenium is one of the uh, open source tools available in the market, guys. So open source tool in the sense, uh, it's the source code is open to all. Okay, so I just gave one definition. It's not kind of a definition. It's kind of what is Selenium, like generally to a very new persons, what is Selenium. Okay, Selenium is a set of softwares or suite of softwares. It's not a single tool actually. It is combining, there are 4 different components or tools available. Altogether, the Selenium is a suite of softwares which is basically designed to automate the web application interactions. Okay, the main purpose of Selenium tool is to automate the web application interactions. Okay, I'm just insisting this or pressing this thing because Selenium can only automate web applications. Okay, it can only talk to the web applications. That's why I'm just pressing one more times, like it is mainly designed for automating the web application interactions, so that generally whatever scripts we write using Selenium, right? So how the real user perform the actions, suppose how the real user clicking on a button, or how the real user entering some text into text box, or selecting some options from the drop downs. The same way Selenium can also perform the actions like clicking buttons, entering some text, or selecting radio buttons, all those, right? So same way how the real user does it, same way the Selenium will also do it. Okay, so the main thing is just it will simply mimic the same behavior of the real user. How the real user does the actions, same way the Selenium will also do. Only thing is behind the screen we will write a script, so that that script will take care of performing the actions how the real user performs. Got it? So that's where the Selenium is more focused, and also it is mainly designed to automate the web application interactions. I will come to that point in another minute or so. Let's discuss about what are different components which we have. Okay, so basically, as I mentioned, it Selenium is not a single tool. It is set of multiple tools or multiple components basically. So if I see this simple diagram here, Selenium is not a single tool. It is of, like, there are total 4 components it has. One is Selenium RC. RC is nothing but remote control. Okay, and Selenium IDE. IDE is nothing but integrated development environment, and Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. Okay, out of 4. So anyway, currently now we can use only 3. So Selenium RC is the very starting version of the Selenium, or starting component of the Selenium. So then after few years, the Selenium RC has been deprecated actually. Okay, it got deprecated, and some of the features of Selenium RC, they merged with Selenium WebDriver, and they removed or deprecated that entire Selenium RC component. Okay, now in currently in the market we have only 3 components, that is Selenium IDE, WebDriver, and Grid. Okay, and each one of them has designed or developed for to meet the different organization needs, guys. Okay, Selenium IDE is basically a add-on to the browser. It's a plugin to the browser where you can record some actions using that add-on, and then you can play them back. Okay, so that is basically for recording and playback, and in a real time. Okay, in real time test automation, real time project automation implementations. So generally we don't go for Selenium IDE. This is basically for very basic learning purpose. Recording and playback will be there. So though you go for the Selenium IDE for real time also, it is not a full-fledged or 100% matured tool, because after even you record some actions, you need to make a lot of changes to make your functionality get it automated, right? That's where, so Selenium IDE is not a fully matured tool, just for learning purpose, like just record and playback for very initial stages. You can whenever you are starting the learning these things, right, you can go for Selenium IDE, just how this recording and playback working and all those you can see. And Selenium WebDriver, this is the main component of Selenium, guys. out of 4 components, the main component or the most powerful component of Selenium tools is Selenium WebDriver, because it is developed in a very kind of very object oriented way to followed. I mean, while developing the tool also. And I also give some history about these things. When Selenium RC released, right? So it was released in the year of 2001, I guess. I'm not completely sure. 2001 or so early. Like there was one person called Jason Huggins. He was from a company called ThoughtWorks. Okay, so that guy started developing a component called Selenium RC, and then he released it to the market in the year of 2001. Later, then there was one more person called Shinya Kasutani. There is one person who developed this IDE, okay, Selenium IDE. Then Selenium WebDriver, there is a person called Simon Stewart. Okay, he was working with Google that time. He started working on one object-oriented API called Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so later he released that to the market. After releasing this Selenium WebDriver to the market, so this Jason Huggins and Simon Stewart, they decided to merge this Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver, and then they gave the name as Selenium WebDriver. Okay, initially Selenium WebDriver was released with a version called Selenium 2.0, guys. But later, Selenium 2.0 was renamed to Selenium WebDriver after merging the features of Selenium RC into Selenium 2.0. So Selenium Grid is altogether a separate component. This is basically for distribution automation. You can run your automation test cases in remote missions or virtual missions if you use the Selenium Grid. Okay. Yeah. So I just gave some basic details about all the 4 components. Guys, let's move to the next thing. Why Selenium has become one of the most popular tools in the market, guys. There are n number of tools available in the market. I think some of them you might know, right? So if you see nowadays what is happening, even every quarter or in a 6 months, there is one new tool is coming to the market. Okay, so new automation tool is coming to the market. Like that, there are n number of tools available in the market, not only for test automation, for the entire automation. Okay, so some of the examples, right? Earlier, before Selenium, I mean, we used to know only one of the tools, like HP QTP. There, it was named as QTP. Then later they renamed it to UFT. That was only the tool available in the market before Selenium or other tools coming into the market. So then after Selenium came into the market, you see there are a lot of tools nowadays. If you can see the tools like IBM RFT and Cypress tool and Protector, Jasmine and Tosca, and there are n number. There are a number, right? So there are a lot of tools available, even Apply tools and Eggplant. There is something called TestFront. Image-based automation tools are available. There are n number of tools available. But out of all these also, so till today also, the Selenium is most a popular tool because of the following reasons, which I just mentioned here. The first reason to pick the Selenium for automation is like it's a open source tool, guys. It's not a commercial or proprietary tool where you need to purchase some license to use it. Okay, it's not. It's a just open source. Open source is nothing but the source code of this particular tool is open to all. Anyone can go and download the libraries of Selenium from their official site, and then they can start using them. Right? You don't need to purchase any license, or you don't need to even log in also. You don't need to create an account also. Even in some cases, you need to first create an account to download that. But in Selenium, right, you go to Selenium official website called selenium.dev currently. So you just need to go there and go to the downloads page, and you just download it. It won't ask even you to create an account. That's where, so anyone can use it. Anyone can, even yeah, it's not even the companies, right? That's where they look for Selenium, because the tool cost will be zero. So they have to spend the cost only on the resources and time. That's it. Tool cost is zero here. That's where most of the stakeholders or the product owners prefer to use Selenium for their automation purpose. And it's also very easy to learn. Okay. The next thing is it supports multiple browsers, guys. If you see, there were some tools in the market which supports or which limited to only a few browsers like Chrome or Firefox like that. But when it comes to our Selenium, right? Selenium can support what are all the major popular browsers available in the market, like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft IE or Microsoft Edge, or Apple Safari or Opera. Any all popular browsers which are available in the market are supported by Selenium. That means you can run your automation scripts in any of these browsers. Okay, that is another advantage of Selenium we can go for. And another thing is like Selenium supports multiple programming language implementation. That is because any automation tool is required some programming language support, guys, generally in general. But in a very recent, I mean, very advanced tools, they are building their own programming language for their particular tools. But so in general, any automation tool that is supported by some programming language, some like, so if you see HP, QTP or UFT, we need a VB script for that. Okay, so like that for Selenium, there are multiple programming languages like Java, Python, C Sharp, Node.js, or PHP or Ruby. If you are good at any one of these programming languages, you can go and start your automation journey using Selenium with that particular language. You don't need to always learn C Sharp or PHP or Python to automate your applications using Selenium, right? So if you are good at Java, you can go for Selenium with Java. Okay, so that's where Selenium supports multiple programming languages and multiple operating systems as well. That means you developed your automation scripts in Windows-based machine. Okay, and then your automation scripts can run in even Apple iOS or Linux or Unix machines also, different operating systems also. That is also possible using Selenium. It's not like you developed your automation scripts Windows machine, then you should always run your scripts in a Windows machine only. That's not like that. You can run the same scripts in Apple iOS or even Linux or any machines. And it supports multiple frameworks, guys, because there are some unit testing frameworks available in the market like JUnit, TestNG, NUnit, or even there are some frameworks like BDD, like behavior driven development frameworks, or there are multiple frameworks, right? So it supports all those frameworks. Selenium can be implemented there, and then you can get the benefits of them. Suppose BDD is one of the most popular framework available in the market currently. Like it's most of the companies are using that BDD frameworks, like Cucumber or SpecFlow or something. So it can easily integrate. Our Selenium scripts can easily integrate with that, and then you can run the test cases. Okay. And one more thing, like Selenium has a larger user base because Selenium is not a proprietary tool, guys. It's an open source, right? That means whenever you stuck somewhere, you won't be finding any team which will support you. That means it's not a open, it's not a proprietary tool. Generally for proprietary or commercial tool, there will be some support team or support email where you can reach out to them whenever you stuck somewhere while using that tool, right? But in case of Selenium, it's not like that. Not only in case of Selenium, in any open source community, right? So generally direct support team won't be there. But when it comes to Selenium, right, there are larger user base available in the Google or in the entire internet. You can, whenever you stuck somewhere, if you just post your question in Google or you search with that thing, you will get a lot of answers, because there are lot of users work using Selenium, and there are lot of blogs or websites they are posting lot of things about Selenium. You don't need to worry about that, though it is a open source tool. And the final thing is, moreover, it is very simple tool, guys, very easy to adapt for our automation, because of the I mean the way the guys have developed or designed the Selenium, right? You can easily understand the concepts and you can easily implement for your automation. Okay, so these are because of all these features, the Selenium has become like one of the most powerful and popular tool in the market, guys, nowadays. Even see nowadays the market share of Selenium is also more when you compare with the other tools because of these coolest features here, right? Yeah. Yes. So though it has a lot of advantages, right? It even has some disadvantages, guys. Generally, there will be plus side and minus side also will be there, like positive and negative things. So even with Selenium, there are some cons will be there. Not only pros, some cons are there. What are those? Okay. So as one of the main thing is like, so it doesn't support the applications other than web-based. That means Selenium supports only web-based applications. Web-based applications are nothing but the applications which we open through internet in a browser. Those are called web-based applications. Whatever applications you are opening through browser, any web browser, those kind of applications we call it as web applications, guys. Selenium can only talk to those applications. Suppose if you see some Windows-based applications or mainframe-based applications or command line-based applications, those applications cannot be automated using Selenium. Like suppose if you see MS Office is there, Microsoft Office, where you see MS Word or Excel or PowerPoint or even MS Outlook or something. So these things you cannot automate using Selenium directly. Okay, that is one of the limitations which we have in Selenium, but this is also a just a limitation. But if you see nowadays, uh, most of the applications which are releasing to the market are web-based applications. 99% of the applications are web-based applications because uh, if it is a web-based application, it can reach anywhere, right? Wherever you have internet, you can simply launch, you can access your application. That's where even the product stakeholders, they are thinking to give the web version of their applications, though it has a Windows version, so that it can be accessed anywhere. Just that we need an internet and just a browser. That's it. That's where 99% of the applications available in the market are web-based or web applications, guys. And the next limitation which we have is like, so you have to learn one of the programming language which is supported by Selenium, guys. This is just not a limitation, because any automation tool, if at all you want to learn, you need to learn some language which is supported by that particular automation tool. Here also, if at all you want to learn Selenium, just learning Selenium will not help you, because you need some programming language which is supported by that particular tool, like Java or C Sharp or Python or PHP or Ruby or whatever. Okay, and another limitation which we see here is there is no inbuilt functionality to generate reports in Selenium, guys. Selenium cannot generate reports directly. Okay, it requires some other plugins like JUnit or TestNG or some other extent reports or Allure reports or something, whatever, some third-party reporting tools support required to generate reports. Selenium alone cannot generate reports. Okay, and another disadvantage we see, like I also mentioned this in the previous thing, as Selenium is a free tool or open source, there won't be any readily available vendor support, because it is an open source tool. No one will give your vendor support email ID to reach out to them for any help or something. There won't be like that. It's an open source tool. You have to, whenever you stuck somewhere, you just post your questions on Google. You will get a lot of things because of larger user base already working on Selenium. And also, there is no direct integration of test management tools, guys. So test management tools are like Jira, and then TFS, or there are some tools available, right? Test management tools. Selenium cannot directly integrate with them. Okay, there are some other indirect ways to integrate them, but directly it cannot integrate. Okay, so these are some of the disadvantage. I also listed out some of the real-time kind of scenarios where you see limitations of Selenium. So one of them is like handling Windows authentication pop-up. It was recently addressed in the new version of Selenium, guys. Like if you see sometimes whenever you launch your application, as soon as you launch, there will be one pop-up will be coming asking you to enter username and password. That is some security Windows based pop-up will be coming. So as it is a Windows based pop-up, Selenium cannot directly automate. But the same thing has been addressed in the latest version of Selenium 4. Now the current version of Selenium is like a fourth generation of Selenium version is going on, guys. So recently they released 4.5.0 also, I guess 4.4, 4.4.0 or 4.5.0 something. Okay, and in that newly versions, this limitation has been addressed, and Selenium can automate only one kind of file upload controls, guys. File upload control in the sense you can upload a file using a browse button or something, right? So one kind of file upload controls can be automated. This anyway, I will show with examples these in the coming sessions, and then it cannot interact with flash objects or flash based applications. But anyway, this is not a limitation because nowadays no one is using flash applications. I mean, no one is developing flash based applications. There were very old applications which are still running on flash, but no one is ready to use flash technology to build applications. That is very outdated technology. Okay, and then another important or another kind of main limitation here is like you see sometimes you see captcha or barcodes or some security captchas will be there, right? Selenium cannot automate these things. Okay, because the main purpose of having captcha or barcodes in the login screen or somewhere is because of to avoid automation scripts, to avoid automation in their applications. Okay, that's where they put captchas basically. Okay, so anyway, Selenium or any tool generally it cannot automate these kind of things, but it's also there are some alternate ways to overcome these limitation. Like generally we run our automation scripts mostly in the testing environments, guys, not in production environments. Production environment we mostly do some kind of a smoke or sanity checks, but mostly we perform our automation in a kind of what do you mean in lower environments like staging environment or QA environment something. So there we can request a development team to disable those captchas there, so that we can proceed with our automation execution. So that way we can even the captchas are there, you can alternatively proceed with your automation, asking them to disable those things in the lower environments. Okay, so these are the limitations, guys. But most of them are not hard limitation or hard stop for Selenium. So there are alternate ways to achieve those things. So next thing, I think it's been almost 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I have been talking, and I'm just taking a theory kind of things. Now let's go into the one example where I can show you how Selenium works. Okay, Selenium works in the sense I will show you one script and running that, and then we'll show you how exactly Selenium automate the things. Okay, so before that, I'm just going to take a pause here, guys. If you guys have any questions till now, whatever we discussed, right, we can take those up. I'm also checking the chat box. Can we record the session? It's already started. Can we automate the tably developed UI? Yeah. See, for this question, right? Tably developed UI or anything. So as I mentioned, any application which you are able to open through web browser, then that can be automated using Selenium, whatever application it is. Okay. But the primary condition for that is you should be able to open your application through browser. That's it. You can automate them using Selenium. Okay. I think those are all the questions which we see in chat box. Any other questions, guys, before moving to the next thing, practical thing? You can ping in the chat box also. It's okay. Can we automate graphs, pie charts? See, in web, in any application, if you see graphs or pie charts, generally there you are going to that what how they are rendering that particular element in your application. Based on that, whether you can automate or not. Suppose sometimes you see these charts are the bar graphs or something. Those will be kind of images they will be uploading or rendering. So in case of images, you cannot directly automate using Selenium. And if it is a some control or web control, they they developed it and then they incorporated or embedded into your application those graphs. In that case, you can try to locate those things and then some way you can automate it. Sometimes you see whenever even a pie chart or something, whenever you inspect that thing, the results, whatever the pie chart results, right? You can even see in the DOM structure. That is nothing but your elements information. From there, you can read and automate. But I can also say like 100% you cannot automate these things, but there are alternate ways to you can achieve at least some 50 to 60% based on the implementation of those graphs or pie charts. Okay. Next thing I saw, does Selenium help with agile style testing? Yes, exactly. That's what in one of the advantages I mentioned, right? So in the current new trends like agile or DevOps methodologies, right? Way of developing applications, there Selenium is going to play very important role. So agile is basically talks about time management, right? And making the things faster. So what Selenium will do, Selenium is also mainly designed for automation purpose to make your testing faster. So that's where Selenium will really help in agile style of methodologies or style of programming, guys. Okay, there is no doubt in it. And any other question? Yeah, I see. Okay, you said test reports can be created by Selenium, cannot be created by Selenium. How can we check the test automation results with our reports? There should be a way to how many tests passed, how many tests failed. There, that should be in test report. Yes, yeah. This also I explained actually. So directly, I mean, Selenium alone cannot generate reports. Selenium alone cannot generate reports. But with help of the tools or the frameworks which are available in the market, using that you can generate reports. Some of the tools like TestNG is one of the testing framework available, which is also open source. JUnit or extent reports. There is one third party tool, and even Allure reports or something. And even you can write your custom code to generate reports. But that custom code is not part of Selenium. Suppose you are using Selenium with Java. Using Java, you can generate custom reports using Java with HTML. That is also possible. But Selenium alone cannot generate reports. That is one of the limitations we have in Selenium. But with support of other tools or other integrations or other frameworks, you can easily generate it. Are these test tools? Yes, exactly. That's what. So whatever I mentioned here, right? TestNG, JUnit, extent reports or Allure reports, all these are open source tools only. You don't need to purchase any license to use it. You can directly, and even Selenium is readily integratable to those things, and then get the results. I mean, get the reports generated. Yeah, what is the official site to download Selenium for practice? Yeah, sure. I'm going to give you the details in coming steps. Okay, I just started with some basics, right? So in coming minutes or something, I mean, in coming sessions, I'm going to show you how to download, how to configure, how to run a test case, how to generate basic test scripts, all those we'll discuss step by step. Okay, don't worry about all those. Where to download all those things, I will provide the information. Yeah. Okay, I think let's continue, guys. If you have any questions, anyway, you keep posting in the chat box. We'll take it up one by one. Okay. Yeah. So here now I'm going to take one example, basic example, and I'm going to automate this particular scenario, and then I will run and show you guys. Okay. So I am taking very basic website which we have in the market, something like Wikipedia website. Wikipedia is basically, anyone knows, right? This is basically information site where you can find any information, right? So I'm going to take one Wikipedia site. I'm launching, first I'm opening the Chrome browser, launching this website, and it has some controls like search box, language drop down, and search icon or button is there. So I'm going to enter some search keyword into search box and selecting some language and clicking on the button or icon, search icon. It will navigate to some other page where some details will be displayed. I'm going to read something from there and then validating that whatever the page is opening. And then after validation, I'm closing the my browser. This is my very basic test scenario. Part of this, I'm going to automate this, and I'm going to validate one thing here is the header text in the page which is displayed after searching with that thing. This is my validation thing. Okay, let's see. I'm going to, just a moment. I'm going to first, let me manually show that thing, guys. Okay, wikipedia.org. This is the site which I'm talking about. See, we have a text box, we have a drop down or select box, and we have a button or icon. So here where I'm going to search by some keyword, something like, let's take India. Okay, my keyword is India. Let me take English only language, and I'm going to click on search icon. As soon as I click on search icon, it is going to the next page or a new page where it is giving the details about India. Okay, so here where after coming to this page, I want to read this text and I want to validate whether it is really a display, this section is displayed with India or not. Okay, if the test case passed or failed, I'm going to close my browser at the end. Okay, so these are simple basic steps I want to automate. So I already have a script, guys, because I am not going to write one by one now. So first thing here, I want to show the this complete running. Then anyway, in the after things, I am going to show you how to first download this Selenium WebDriver and install, and all those things will step by step. But for now, let me just show you how does Selenium work. Okay, that's where I wanted to. I have already one script ready. Let me just open. These are my previous projects, guys. Let me just show you that script. So don't worry who is coming from the non-technical background. What are all these, right? So what is this public class, import package, static void? Don't worry about all this. I will tell you one by one, I think, basic things. Okay. So this is my script, guys. So generally I mentioned 7 basic steps to automate any kind of test case, where I need to first initiate the WebDriver, launching my website, locating the web elements and performing the actions, and anticipating some browser response in case of any delays, and then validating and running, and then finally closing my browser. Okay, so that's what I divided here also. If you see here, these 3 lines of code for initiating the WebDriver. WebDriver is nothing but our Selenium WebDriver. Okay, don't worry about what is this WebDriver, Chrome driver, system.set property, window, all these things. Okay, so these just assume like these 3 are lines for initiating a blank browser. Okay, these 3 lines of code for initiating the blank browser, blank Chrome browser, and this line of code is for launching Wikipedia website, and these 3 lines of code for locating the web elements like search box, language dropdown, and search icon or button. Okay, and these 3 or 4 lines of code for performing the actions like entering India into search box, selecting English language from the dropdown, and clicking on a search icon. And these 2 lines of code basically for waiting for the next page to be loaded. Okay, so after clicking on this button, it is taking some time, right? Here to show these details, it was taking some time, might be microseconds or something, whatever, there was some delay. So I'm handling the delay here using these 2 lines of code. And here where I'm reading the header text which is displayed here, and here where I'm just validating with this condition, and finally I'm closing this, closing or concluding the test or closing my browser. If you see here, I'm just checking the validation. If it is equal to India, then my test is passed, or if it is not equal to, my test is failed. That's what the message I want to show to the user after executing this. So now I'm going to run this and show you how does really Selenium uh, in action. Okay, now let's see. I'm just running as a Java application because it is a Java, Selenium with Java I'm using here. See, if you see, it will open one blank browser first. Just a moment. See, it opened one blank browser, and then it is going to launch application called Wikipedia, and then India English, clicked on search icon. Now it navigated to this page and it closed it. It validated, it closed it. See how fast it was, and see the report. It's not a report, just a message I wanted to display to the this console output. Okay, that is nothing but text passed, and this is the header text. It has been read from the uh, site. Okay, so this is how Selenium works, guys. Okay, see how quick it was running this simple use case. It was opened the browser, blank browser first, launched application, and located elements and performed some action, and then validated something and closed that browser. Okay, let me quickly run it again. See, it will first initially load the blank browser first. See, and maximizing and entering Wikipedia and entering India English search key, and then coming to this and then validating and closing. Okay, so that's how Selenium works, guys. That's how I just mentioned, right? Very starting minutes of our session. Automation is nothing but writing some script or creating some technique to make a functionality to work on its own. This is my script, which this is a technique or script which I developed, and with this, I'm making my simple test case work on its own. That is what an automation is, right? Yeah. So just I wanted to show this. Anyway, we will learn step by step here. What is this exactly? How to launch a blank browser, how to launch application, how to locate the elements, all those things will go and learn step by step. But before that, let me give some more details about Selenium, guys. See, generally this, I mean, the workshop which we are going to take, right? This for 2 to 3 weeks, right? 2 to 3 sessions basically, where I'm going to use Selenium with Java, guys. And also I wanted to make sure one thing is like Selenium with Java is very popular combination in the market. Okay, so if you learn Selenium with Java, you will find a lot of opportunities. And also even in while searching for some help in Google, whenever you stuck somewhere, you will get lot of answers related to Selenium with Java, because there are larger community or major percentage of the Selenium experts or Selenium persons, they use Selenium with Java programming language. Though it supports multiple programming languages, Selenium with Java is very hard. But there is some misconception or something like generally non-technical people or who are coming from the non-IT background, they think like coding or programming, learning programming language is a very complex thing, complex task or complex thing, right? So don't worry about that, guys. See here, and also there is another misconception like, so Selenium with Java in the sense, so we are not going to learn the entire Java, guys. We don't need to learn entire Java because Java is not a simple thing. It's kind of a ocean. Okay, it has a lot of things. So when it comes to our Selenium test automation, you don't need to learn the entire ocean, or you don't need to learn the entire Java. Okay, the concepts or core concepts of Java are enough for our Selenium test automation. Those concepts also I just listed down here. If we are good at these concepts, then we can start our automation journey using Selenium with Java. You don't need to learn Java JSPs or Spring Boot or other advanced concepts. Anything you don't need to worry about at all those things. Whatever concepts I just listed out here, those are enough. Okay. See, I just mentioned the core concepts of Java are enough, like object-oriented programming concepts are required. What is class, what is object and all, and basic control statements like if conditions, if else conditions, those things we required because the validation which we are going to do using these if else conditions only. Okay. And iterative or looping statements information we required, while loops or for loop or for each loops, and arrays or list concepts are required. Threading and multi-threading is very little required here, not much. And exception handling is another important concept which we need to know in Java. And Java collection framework is another important thing we need to learn. And IO concepts is basically for how to handle files. Suppose you want to read some text from the some text file or Excel file or something, then you need some file concepts. Okay. And finally, database connectivity, guys. Suppose you want to perform some database automation or database testing, then you need some database connectivity concepts. Okay. If you are good at these concepts, then we can start our automation journey, guys. Then eventually, based on your expert levels, right? Then you will start learning the other parts of Java also. But for basic test automation using Selenium, these concepts are enough. Okay. Yeah. And also, I just wanted to give some other details. These are like it's out of context to the Selenium, guys. But I wanted to tell you generally because I see most of the people who joined here, I see most of them are from non technical background or kind of non Selenium background or non testing background. So I want to make sure how to learn any particular tool, guys, here. So generally, if it are not only Selenium, guys, let's not take a Selenium or something. Any tool you want to learn, if you follow these basic 7 steps, then you can easily learn any automation tool in the market. The first thing is, first we need to get the information about the tool and supported languages. Suppose let's take you are going to learn Selenium only. So you will get the information like Selenium supports multiple programming languages. You pick one of them. Suppose you picked Java. Okay. Then first step you need to learn the basics of Java. Okay, the programming language. And then like basic things, very basic things like how to create a class, how to create a method, how to create an object to the class, how to call the methods using object, those very basic stuff. Okay. And then once you good at the basic stuff of basic things of Java programming language, then start learn the basic features of that particular tool. Suppose Selenium wise, how to launch application, how to click on a button, how to enter some text into text box, how to validate it, all those things, basic stuff you learn. Then once you learn first 2 steps, write a script. Okay, take one scenario and write a script and execute it. Okay, 99% of the time your first script will fail, most of the times, right? Generally. So then what we do, we'll try something, and though even after trying it is not working, then we'll stop there itself, and then we'll go to the another course and then start learning that, right? That's what generally we do, right? The main recommendation is, right, don't stop whenever your first script fail. Okay, obviously first script will have to fail, otherwise you did not learn anything. If it is failed means then only you learned something, right? So whenever your first script failed, then don't stop there itself. Try it your own and search for help. Even on your own, if you are trying and then you are not getting that script is fixed, then search for help in the Google. After that also you did not find a solution, go for help from your friends or somewhere, and then finally make that script work. Once you make your first script pass, then you will gain some confidence, and then you start exploring the tool. Okay, once your first script passes, then go and explore the tool. Explore in the sense, start learning the other features of your automation tool and other concepts of your programming language, and start practicing a lot, guys. So practice only will make you understanding the concepts, guys. Just learning the concepts won't help you. So as I experienced, right, I'm just telling. So don't learn the tool just watching the videos or just learning the concepts. Practice. So you learn the concept and do it on your own. Whether it is passed or failed, do it again and again. Then only you will learn the concepts in a better manner. Got it? So don't just learn in a normal things like just watching the videos or learning the concepts. All this doesn't help you in a technical world. Okay. So if at all you want to learn any technology which is pure technical, you need a practice, guys. It's not a theory subject or something, right? You need to practice a lot, then only you learn the technical concepts. Okay, so during your practice, right, generally you will improve your work, because you will learning more things, and finally you will improve your work. That's where you will be master in any tool which you taken to learn, right? So that's where, so just follow these basic steps. This I just personally, based on my experience, or based on the uh, uh, friends which I uh, dealt with, right? So I take those and then I listed out. So if you follow these basic steps, you can simply learn any programming language or any tool or anything technically uh, there. Okay. Yep. Just a moment. So guys, it's all already 1 hour gone. I mean, we top of the hour. Don't worry. I'm going to take another 10 to 15 minutes, guys. So let's see how to install Selenium. Install in the sense how to configure Selenium. For that, we need Eclipse or any IDE. All those things I will just show you, and also I will give some uh, requirements. I mean prerequisites before you start your Selenium tool. Okay, so generally there will be some hardware requirements or something, right? So generally to Selenium, you need one basic Windows based machine, guys, like Windows any version, but Windows 10 would be preferable. And RAM size or hard disk size, like RAM, better you have 8 GB RAM, and hard disk wise, any 250 above, 256 above GB RAM, I mean ROM is fine. That is hard disk. That's it. And you should have a proper OS installed, that is Windows installed, and also you should have proper browsers available in the market. I mean in the mission, browsers in the sense Chrome browser or Firefox browser installed in your mission. Okay, those are the prerequisites. And then I'm going to show you how to install or configure Eclipse. Eclipse is an IDE, guys, which is like integrated development environment to write a Java programming. Okay, Eclipse is a Java based tool. So because we are going to learn Selenium with Java, right? That's why we need either Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA or any other IDEs. These are like tools where we can write some programs and run it, compile it and run it, all those things. Okay, and I will also show you how to create a basic project, Java project in Eclipse, and also I will show you how to configure Selenium also. Okay, let's see. I am going to first show you how to download Eclipse. It's very simple. You just go to Google and search like download Eclipse. Okay, Eclipse for Java or something. Anyway, Eclipse is Java based tool. This eclipse.org is the official site of Eclipse. Yes, you can simply go here. I am giving very basic steps, guys. I know there are folks who are experts in Selenium or something. Please bear with these things, because I see there are folks which are very basic or non-technical background. That's why I'm going very step by step, and giving these details. So go to this eclipse.org download section. You can directly download this thing. Better go to this download packages, and you will find lot of different flavors of Eclipse. There you can, you just need Eclipse IDE for Java developers. This is fine. You don't need to even Java web developers or enterprise Java. All those also not required. Just take the first option, Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Based on your Windows, basically Windows only. Generally, you will go for, just click on this, and it will download as a zip folder, guys. It's not a installable software. Basically, it's not a installable. It's a zip folder will get downloaded. I'm not going to download now. I already have one downloaded file. I will show you how that look like. See, let me go to my software hub. See, generally when you download Eclipse, this is how it will be, guys. It's kind of a uh, zip folder like this. It will be there. What you have to do, right? You just need to unzip it. Okay, extract it. Generally in Windows we will have extract or something. Once you extract, the files will be created something like this. If you go inside this file, there will be one folder called Eclipse. Inside this, there is one file of type application. Okay, a file with type application, that is your Eclipse file. You just need to double click on it, then it will open your Eclipse. Okay, this is how you install. So whenever you are first time launching your Eclipse, it will ask you to select a directory as a workspace. That is nothing but, workspace is nothing but where actually you are going to create your uh, what do you mean, Java projects and Java classes and all. Okay, you need to mention your some folder path. You can write your the path directly. It will, if there is no folder with that name, it will get created. Okay, now I'm going to mention like Selenium workshop, just Selenium workshop underscore space. Okay, here where it is going to create one folder under my D drive, and inside that I'm going to create a Java projects and all those things. Okay, so that's where you need to provide some folder path here where actually your projects will get created there. Just click on launch, then it will open your Eclipse window, IDE window. Let me show you. And also I will show you how to create a Java project, how to create a Java class and all, some basic stuff also. So this is the first initial page you will see once you open your Eclipse. This is a welcome page. It's just information page. You can just close it. You don't need required. So if you see, there are multiple windows here. Left hand side package explorer, and middle section and outline, problems, Java doc or something, right? So this outline, these problems are not required for now. So those will be coming up whenever you have problems or something. And these are the two major things, left hand side and right side. So here where you can create a project, there are giving some predefined links. You can go for here, or else you go to file, new Java project or project, and it will open one more window, and you need to select a Java and Java project. And the precondition for this Eclipse is, precondition or prerequisite for this Eclipse is, you should have a Java installed in your machine, guys. That is another thing. Sorry, I did not inform you thing. So before configuring your Eclipse, you should have a Java installed in your machine. To check whether Java installed in your machine or not, you just simply go to command prompt, and you simply type Java, just a keyword Java, and press enter. If you see some text about this, then that means Java is installed in your machine. Other than this, if you see any message like Java is not recognized as a keyword or some message, that means Java is not installed in your machine. Okay. So make sure Java is installed in your machine, and the recommended version of Java for our Selenium test automation, the stable version is like Java 1.8, guys. Okay. So Java 1.8. So let me do one thing. So in chat box, guys, I am going to type what are all the prerequisites. Okay, just a moment. You guys can copy Okay, prerequisites. First one, hardware requirements also giving Windows based mission. Okay, RAM of 8 GB is enough, and hard HDD of greater than 256 GB. Okay, anything. These are hardware requirements, guys. I just posted in the chat box. And other requisites is like Java 1.8 and Eclipse IDE and Selenium WebDriver library. I will show you Selenium WebDriver library, how to get it. Okay, so these are the basic prerequisites we need it. Okay. Next thing, let me just quickly go through this. This is how you need to check the Java, and also you can check the Java version simply using Java-version. So I have my Java version as 1.8.0. That is like base version is 1.8, which is more stable Java version, guys. Okay. So try to make sure download the JDK, guys, not a JRE or something. Download JDK and install it. Okay. Next thing, if you guys have any questions on Java installation and all, let's see in the next session how to, I will show you. Okay, or else you can simply uh, get it from Google also, how to install JDK, guys. Try to install JDK, not simple Java. JDK is a complete Java development kit. It will have everything. Okay, and after installing Java, you need to configure your environment variables. That also you will get it from the Google guide. You can get it. Okay, and so I'm going to create a new project. As I mentioned, file, new project, take Java project, click on next, and the project name you need to mention here. Anything you can mention, guys, and and sorry. So there is no naming conventions to be followed. Also, you can use small letters, capital letters, anything, but better you can use small letters. Like I'm just giving my project name is like Selenium Java hyphen test project. Okay, something like any name. Okay, and here you need to make sure Java 1.8 is selected here. Okay, by default sometimes you see Java 17 is selected. Just rechange or change it to Java 1.8, Java SE 1.8, and you don't need to touch anything else here. Okay, just give a name and select. By default this will be selected, and you need to make sure Java SE 1.8 is selected, and you don't need to click on next also. You directly click on finish. Then one basic Java project will be created. See, so by default, Java project will have a JRE system library. This is Java library, Java related stuff, and one blank source code folder will get created. This is SRC, that is nothing but source code folder. Here where we are going to create packages, classes, and other stuff. Okay, and this is all about. Sorry, someone is talking. Just a moment, guys. I'm about to finish up the session for today, and just 5 more minutes. I just wanted to uh, give you the basic details about how to install or configure this Selenium environment, Selenium setup, basically. Okay, so once you create a project, right? So you can download the Selenium related jar files or library, going to the Selenium official site called selenium.dev. Okay, so selenium.dev, I'm just pasting this URL in the chat box also, just for your reference. Okay, then here if you see there is a section, this is official site of Selenium, guys. You can get all the things from here. Okay, so I'm going to downloads menu item. Here if you see, this is Selenium grid related thing. 4.5.0 is the latest stable version. And if at all you want to download Java related thing, I'm using Selenium with Java, right? You can go and download. You can click on this 4.5.0. It got released in September 20th. See, one zip folder is getting downloaded. This is one of the options to download this. Otherwise, you can download this Selenium server as well. This Selenium server is a complete package. You will have all the language bindings related things, and also Selenium grid related information also will be there. That's where generally most of the uh, times I recommend to download this one, Selenium grid or Selenium server, which is a complete package. It will have all the language related bindings, and also Selenium grid related stuff also will be there. I'm just downloading this. Though this will download as a jar file. Okay, just a moment. It is downloading the stuff. Okay, let me go to my downloads folder. Yeah, see, it got downloaded here. And you copy this file. This is a jar file, guys, executable jar file. Just copy this file. This is the Selenium library, and go to your Java project, and you create one folder under root project by right clicking on root project, and then click new and folder. One blank folder will be opened up, and just name it as folder name, give it as a lib, that is nothing but library or libraries. Just click on finish and paste your library here. Whatever you copied, right? That Selenium server 4.5.0, this one. So once you copy this, then you go to the root project and you need to set the build path. Okay. These are the basic steps to follow to start Selenium thing, guys, in Eclipse with Java. Okay. So there is other way also using Maven project, Maven based Java project, but that anyway I will tell you later. But basically, let's try to understand basic stuff first. Okay. So go to build path, configure build path, and here under libraries, come to libraries, and here there is one thing called add jars. Just select this and it will open your project, and inside that you have a lib folder, right? Open that lib folder and select your jar file which you want to add it. Okay, select that and click on OK, and that jar file will be coming here, and click on apply and apply close. That's it, your Selenium configuration is done. Okay, the Selenium setup or configuration is done. Very basic steps. You need to have a Eclipse. You need to have a Java before that installed in your machine. Once you open Eclipse, create one basic Java project, and then create one folder called lib, and download your library from the selenium.dev site, and that jar files you just copy to your lib folder, and then uh, after copying, it's not done, guys. The main important thing is you need to set a build path. Right click on your project, build path, configure build path, under libraries, go to this add jars and go to here and go to lib, because I already added, that's why this is not coming now. Okay, so if it is not added, then lib folder with those will coming, and just select that file and then apply and apply close. Okay, that's it. That's your configuration is done, Selenium configuration. That means now we are ready to start scripting or generating automation scripts. Okay, so that part I will take in the next session, guys. How to write a basic script, and how to automate different things, and all those things we'll discuss. Okay, so now we are here. Let me discuss this. See, we discussed about getting started with test automation, introduction, Selenium, and components and its features, pros and cons, and how much Java required. I just gave some details, and the basic setup also I did not mention here, but basic configuration and setup is done. Now, next session, we will discuss about what are all different drivers available and locators available, and automating these steps and synchronization. These things we'll try to discuss in the next session. That would be on next Saturday, guys. I mean, next Saturday, the same time, 10 p.m. IST, corresponding to your time in your time zone, actually. Okay. Yeah. So that's all from my side for today, guys. I hope you are able to understand at least something, not all or something. That's what I hope. And also, I'm just checking the chat box if anything I missed. Can you please go to previous slide? Oh, sorry, I'm not sure. And is it difficult to learn Selenium with C sharp? No. Selenium with C sharp or Python or anything is easy. Only thing is the prerequisite is like you need to first learn about that particular programming language, C sharp or Python or whatever. Then it will be easy. And what is the official site to download Selenium? I just gave. And what is the object oriented mean exactly? So that anyway I will tell you in coming session what is object oriented programming and all. That's it. Any other question I missed? For training, for this training is learning Java prerequisites. Yes, because I'm not focusing on Java here, complete Java, but during examples, I will show you how to create a simple class, how to create a simple methods and calling them by using objects of the class, and all those things I will show you guys, but not the complete Java which required for our Selenium test book. Because as this course or this thing is just a workshop kind of thing, guys. It's not a full training of this. It's kind of a workshop where I'm going to first share some knowledge. So based on that, we will proceed. Okay. Can we provide a prerequisite for ISO as well? ISO or iOS? Might be iOS. iOS, I'm not sure because I generally are most of the even companies use Windows based operating system. That's where iOS also there will be similar setup will be their configurations. Better follow some online kind of blogs or somewhere. Mostly similar kind of steps will be there because I never worked on iOS. I used I ran some test cases in iOS Safari browser, but I never used this Mac missions. I used it for some other purpose, not for Selenium test automation. Okay.
Thanks, Ajay garu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll conclude, Andy. Guys, by the next session, I hope you'll be able to install Java and configure Selenium, as Ajay garu said, and be ready so that you'll understand the next session. Thanks, Ajay garu. It's midnight for you, I guess. Have a good night.
Yeah. Thanks all. Thanks everyone. Yeah, we'll catch up again next week. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Andy.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Huh?